Okay, welcome back to the City Skylines 2 series, and we're already at 3,800 people as of the second episode, and okay, let me just stop this because I literally just loaded in, but as I'm zooming in, you can see some pretty glaring performance restraints, which I am really angry about, but the thing is, well, you've got to carry on and you got to finish this. So what we've got here is some low rent housing, which is currently abandoned for some reason. But we've also got this massive grid over here that we could start planning, but none of you have decided that what we should build here. So leave a comment down below on what we should do on this coastline area, because if I simply just take the options and then go to gameplay, then check off day-night visuals, you can see that we have a huge coastline area. I know what I'm gonna do with this area, obviously, because that's pretty easy. But everywhere else, that's up for debate, and I'm not entirely sure what I should do. Maybe I should build some sort of bypass throughout here, and let me just put this back into day-night visuals. So now we have these city lights. And I know exactly what we're gonna do with this. We are going to make this we're gonna make this we're gonna make this low density. The reason why I want to make this low density instead of anything else is because, well, this is much better to do so, because you're able to what's the word? You are able to save up your medium density residential demand for other things. And of course, I don't really think that we need medium density residential, given the fact that we already have a cohesive downtown and population's growing really widely. But we also need some industrial area, and I think I know exactly the place where I should expand. It should be up here in the eastern section of our city. Let's go add another 9 tiles, and then we just build a road over here. And I think I'm just going to have to pause it to make a grid. And I think that's practically all for our industrial grid. And yes, I did see that the industrial demand did drop whilst I was planning this grid, but I think it's all right as long as we just not care about it. And well, we got tiny town. Let's see what we have. We've got mixed housing, vegetable farming, coal mining, communications, pre-release programs, roadside parking fee, recycling, speed bumps, and energy consumption awareness. One way that we could solve this is, we've got some new things here, communications, and I think that although our people are, well, really happy, they have poor education services and an unreliable internet service, and I think that it is going to be a huge issue eventually, so somebody has to go ahead and cover quite a lot of this area. So now we've got 3 different telecommunications towers for everything. And, well, I don't think high density is coming for quite some time, so I think I should definitely fill in this area. Now, I think this is a good enough grid, and there's only one thing we need to do based on, the previous series. We gotta get this area to be the center of parks. This is going to be, New Shoe Rock Park, because, every Tylerton needs a Shoe Rock Park. And if you don't know, that's based on the previous series, because I think that is just pretty funny to call it that. And we've got a lot of medium density to zone over here, and it seems as if we're making a ton of money. Although I have one huge complaint about this game, and it's the fact that traffic is so much easier than it was just a few just in City Skylines 1. You had like really hard traffic issues in City Skylines 1. Here it just feels like a breeze, and that's a positive, but that's also a negative at the same time, because you don't want something to get so easy that you just want to quit playing the game. That's not fun. So the low density residential demand is definitely rising as well, but I've noticed this in the previous playthrough that I did, and it was the fact that low density residential demand is practically infinite. There's no other way to say it. It's practically infinite. So one of the things they have is lack of entertainment. Let's see what we could do to fix this. Okay, so we can have a $20,000 small plaza. I'm gonna put this down because it's only about $4,000 a month, which we can very obviously afford. So all we need to do is plop a few of these down, and I think we could be set for one of our terrible things. And now I think we fixed that. So now it says, yeah, abundance of entertainment. People are really happy in our city, actually. That's very surprising given the fact that there's practically nothing in here. But I think that there might be an issue with the up and coming intersections, so I'm gonna go fix that. Okay, one note whilst building this thing, why is there an absolute, like, crazy slope from here? Why isn't it just simply straight? And this is not an adequate curve, City Skylines 2. What are you doing? Please, please fix City Skylines 2 paradox. Please, please, thank you. I am so very sorry, Mr. Archbridge. I'm sorry that I had to do this, but unfortunately, you're just not fit for the job. So goodbye. Okay, if anybody knows how to remove these other than putting stop signs, please help me. Please tell me how to do this, because, well, this is just getting incredibly annoying. So now, what new zones do we have? We have mixed housing. That's it. Mixed housing. What can we possibly do that could give us something in some way? Ooh, we've got livestock. So let's put that right here. And then, oh wait, this is the wrong way. There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay, now that's working. We could just keep clicking over here, and then put that over here. And do I just keep clicking? I guess I just keep clicking, and then, oh, distance to log. If I just add enough nodes to this farm over here, which is right here, we could just Do this. Oh, wait. That's wrong. Okay. We could do, I'm gonna try something here. I'm going to fix this by, I have no clue how to explain that. I'm just gonna demolish that. And also, why is water not working anymore? Let's see here. It looks okay, but okay. We've got water consumption issues. We do have some groundwater that we could tap into, but it's either far from the city or polluted. I'm going to say we should expand just like a tiny bit so that we can get into the water, because I am not about to just import 17,000 tons of water. So that if I do that, it should be enough water to help us alleviate the issue for now. And also, I could just upgrade this so that we could get these two, and that should fix the problem temporarily until we have another way to fix it even more. So we could put a one-lane one-way road and then do it like such, so that now it's connected to the main area. Ooh. And I did that wrong, but oh well. And like that. This is really terrible, but it works. And you know what? As long as it's not working. This is just terrible. And then we just keep going. And right here. Does that carry water? That does not carry water, but we could just... There it is. That is a really bad way to do it, but now there is enough water in the entire city so that we don't have to care about it anymore. So what should we do? We have, okay, let's check this here. We have 590,267 in taxes, and we are currently a monthly balance of 57,673 a month. How can we make this so that we could gain even more money from what we already do? So we could cut healthcare and deathcare, although the thing is the effectivity, if you drop it to 50%, will decrease by 75%, so that's not a good thing to do. So the best way we could do it is if we could just simply get the agriculture again. So let me just try plopping down that chicken farm or livestock farm again, and just click to my heart's desire, I guess. Like you know those like things in the middle of Kansas that just look, they look bland, but it's the core of the entire country as far as I know. So that's cool. And then we just extend this from here over here, so then we can drag this node like such until we get every single inch of that fertile land. And although it's a little bit wasteful, it's not too bad. And now I think that should be enough for, okay, so we've got, okay, 89% efficiency, actually no, 117%, and it has enough space for 43 employees, and it produces livestock. And I think we should get a lot more farms up and going, although this is kind of more of an agricultural and factory town than it is a mound of dirt. That's the only way to explain it. But this empty beach area will remain empty as of right now. We could even build another crossing over here if we're inclined to. Although I think that we should start expanding further and further outwards into places like here and places like this area, because this seems very interesting about what we could do with all the possibilities that we have as of right now. And looking at this, the amount of snow on the peaks have actually decreased since the start of the series, which I find it cool. I wonder how long it's gonna take for the seasons to change in a meaningful manner because I'm doing this all in one take. I'm not just like extending this out over an extreme period of time. But we've already surpassed 5,000 people a very long amount of time ago, and it seems as if population change, even for a period of time scale of 6 months, has just gone up just a tiny bit from where we were last at a few minutes ago. Then we've got the money, which is rolling in incredibly fast now that we have so many people moving in. And wait a second, how did we even get that? Okay, let me just look in here. Industrial, and then if we tear this down, we could figure out that the reason why we're doing so well are all of these industries, including textiles. So we're an industrial city, all right, and it is gaining us a ton of money. Although, how is pollution looking? Not great. Although I just noticed something. If you go into this, if you go out of the map, you can kind of see the pollution map replicate itself throughout the entire map, which maybe will be an obstacle eventually to the whole we must expand to every single corner of the map mod or something like the 81 tiles mod did. That is something that I need to point out because that's something quirky that I saw. Ground pollution seems to be affected to that as well. And also when you try looking at the clouds and moving, you can see this really strange effect. So even on launch day and even after many updates, it's still kind of a buggy mess. It'll take them several months, of course, just like everybody else says. And that's not going to be an exception for Mr. City Skylines 2, released in 2023. There's another bug as well. If I try moving this landfill, watch this. I can press relocate, and then it just destroys every single bit of garbage that we had there. Does that seem fair or not? I am not entirely sure. The answer is no. It is unfair. Why does that exist? And finally, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait for quite some time because there's practically zero progress. Ooh, I just noticed something that we actually have to deal with. That is the post office and and just post in general. So I think we should just plop down one of these in the center of the city, and then just put mailboxes across the entire city in order for us to at least kind of process what we need, because this is definitely going to become an issue in later episodes and in later parts of the city. So we just need to make sure that we laid the groundwork for these. And also, I just realized that transportation is pretty terrible here, and we have 10 points. So let's go for development and let's see what we can do. We've got server farm, post sorting facility, telecom tower, and satellite uplink. We've got welfare office, police headquarters, and we've got train, water, air, tram, subway, international airport, and space center. And I think the first thing that we need to invest in is a welfare office. Now, the reason why I want a welfare office is pretty simple. If we get a welfare office, because of sometimes how not well off people are, we could just simply plop down a welfare office, and I think that should help with the situation. So if I just find an empty area that we're not using yet, like right here, we could go ahead and plop down this welfare center right there where it belongs. And also, it seems as if we don't have any education in any ways necessary, so it would be good for us to just plop down just one of these. And then it says milestone 6 unlocked. Boomtown, congratulations, you are moving ahead very nicely. We've got textile fiber farming, heavy traffic ban, and advanced pollution management. And I have no clue what that does, so I guess we're just not going to do that. Now we've got textile fiber, which it looks as if the only way to do that is in fertile areas. And we've already taken out the only fertile area, unless we count that, in the entire city. And we've also got, we've still got mixed housing. And you can always click European style architecture, but I don't think I'm gonna do that personally. Does it look like we have any other things here? No, 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 and no. So then we just place, we could place, we could place anything, but I think I accidentally placed livestock. Yeah, I placed livestock in the wrong area, but that doesn't really matter, I guess. So I guess I'm just going to put this in here. And okay, so that's the road connection. So I think I did that completely wrong. So then we need to make sure that the farm is facing the road. And we then click on here. And yeah, I think that's enough. Then we need to redraw the lines here so that there could be more people. Wait, am I doing this wrong? I think I'm doing this wrong. Set up anywhere, and this could be set up anywhere. This is livestock, so if I just keep dragging this over here, it should work good enough. So then just continue dragging it over and over. And then drag this node over here, drag this node over here. And continually place this into a circle. I think we could be an agricultural superpower eventually, if we try hard enough. And then that should do it. And then we get the road and we place it like so. And fall, you can already see it fall. It's already still, the sun is not rising. Even now it's 3 a.m. and it's still not rising compared to earlier when it rose at 3 a.m. instead. And how much would this be producing? I am not entirely sure. And we've got 130% efficiency. So I think I need to look at the resource production. And it seems as if the material of livestock, we are doing incredibly well. Although one deficit we have that is pretty crazy is grain. So if we could expand into some fertile territories, that would be swell. And okay. So the nearest one we have is over here, as well as over here, and over here, and over here. There are many different spots, but I don't think we'd be able to even harvest a fraction of them. But we could try, and there are definitely places where we could start. For example, we could just continue expanding out to the north, and X that, because I think we're going to use that more for a downtown area. So we can build here a brand new grain farming area. That's right. You knew you needed a grain farming area. So then we delivered. Just keep clicking on that. And that should be enough. But we are going to have to make this go full circle. So what we do is we move this over here. We move this node over here, and we continually just place it along this circle until we filled out this entire area like such. And we have another farm that we can build over here as well. We could build a vegetable farm, and although it might not be as efficient as the others, it should definitely provide enough for us to kind of have a little bit of self-sufficiency when it comes to the vegetable farming industry in City Skylines too. And what even are our competitors actually? I am unsure. And this is just strange having a road go into the middle of nowhere, but I have no clue where that's going to, and let me just check. So this outer point is to Milford. This outer point is to, let's see here. This outer point is to Pomeroy. And then there's not quite a lot. So we've got grain, vegetables, livestock, and livestock again. And that seems to be working because grain is at a whole is at a huge surplus. It's at oh nope, it's going into the negatives, guys. Oh no. Oh, oh, it just keeps going down. Let me see what's happening. Okay, yeah, it says 67% because there are not enough employees, which probably means we do need a little bit more people, most likely prominently in this area. Although I think we don't really want to interfere. Oh, yeah, we do need to interfere with that area. Let's create a brand new throwaway over here. And let me just pause this so that we can get this done. So over here I imagine to be some sort of rural suburb in the middle of nowhere, like how far it is from the city center. But I also but we also got a industrial signature building, chemical plant. Chemicals are everything and more are made here every day. Let's just place that. And I think we also do need a wire just across the entire place in general. So if we could just place that and build an electrical wire throughout here until it reaches the main road system, that could be swell. And then the same for the water and sewage system. So then we have enough to build our very first rural area in the entire city, right here. In I don't know where to say this, but this is going to get this is going to be the very first district. And also comment down below what you think this area should be, because eventually I think it should expand to this kind of foothill area. It's already causing some sort of traffic jam, so just in case, we are going to put a large roundabout, and I think that would make the most sense for that area. But let's check traffic, and oh no, it is terrible. I think one way we could solve this is the fact that there is only a 2-lane road over here, so we could simply just fix this by making it a 4-lane road and then making it 5-lane asymmetric over in this area. But also, we could actually just expand this all the way to a 6-lane road, and we do have enough points for that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to press this and press large roads, and then use that brand new knowledge and upgrade the road like such. Boom. Now we have enough so that there's enough lanes for everybody to have, and that definitely should be enough to make a whole idea good. So I think this is wrong, but okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Although it doesn't really look good, it makes more sense for sure. And that should be enough for people entering the city unless there's a huge traffic jam. And it looks as if there's a little tiny bit of a traffic jam, so let me just fix that by adding another lane over here for the entrance into the city. And then we can finally go ahead and place another industry over here, which is going to be forestry. And forestry, there happens to be quite a bit of, especially in this rural area that we have here. And oop, oop, oop. Here it is. Click. I don't think there's enough trees over here, but it's just enough, you know. I'll take just enough as an answer. Okay, that's a bit strange. Overlapping items. Okay, yeah, let's just not care about that for a moment. And then we can use this to manually drag. We could just use this to manually drag the whole thing. So then it could actually do what we want. So then if we simply just do that, that should be enough. And it should roughly follow the path of the electrical line and then the main rural road. And that should be enough. But then we must extend it even more southward so that we can get enough of the timber. And that's 778 tons, which is quite a bit. But why are they complaining about electricity? I'm not entirely sure. There is electricity. It's connected over here. And these wires are definitely 100% connected. That is entirely for sure. But it seems as if there is just not enough electricity going through this one area alone. So what we could do is we could just build another parallel line under the river right over here. And then we could build another parallel line under here. And that should be enough, hopefully, for to alleviate everything. And it turns out, no, it doesn't. So, oh, okay, here. What does this say? There's a bottleneck. So if we just simply add more, I think that should be enough. And then we can go ahead and build some sort of really ghetto one to the back of this area, just in case it ever overflows again. And that should be enough. And then finally, we gotta build a gravel road right over here and just drag it all the way out here into the middle of nowhere. That will be the brand new area, as well as creating some sort of connection here. And if we just press Kent Lane and then we somehow managed to wire this up to the electrical line, that should be great. That works for sure. And then power and water, we could also have a helping hand in, and that should connect it entirely to the whole system. And wow, are we making tons of money from this. This is it's definitely working, but it is going to take quite some time to get off the ground. And when you look at that, we make a lot of money, like tons and tons of money from this city because we're barely doing anything. And then industrial is making 600,000 a month, which is amazing. And I think that at 8,500 people, this city is already bound to become the best. But I am extremely concerned for the performance of the city in times come. But I guess, well, hopefully it'll be good enough for what we can do in the future. But if you look here, it's like 15 frames a second. So I'll see you later in the next episode. Goodbye.